Okay, so we've got a mission today. On Todayx9 agenda. I can't type it all today. Oh man. Not that I can type on a normal day, apparently. I just made a bunch of scones. And I've got some tea. It's actually a little cold by now. Very tired. Falling asleep. Which is fun. Okay. Our topic today is, let's see if I can get this to open. Close that a little. Have this open on the side. Alright. Maybe I'll move this down a little. I'm gonna go over some of the, yes, all caps. Oh, not tab, caps lock plans for my game. Okay. So, the original concept was that I wanted to make an RPG Maker game that was a bit more customizable than things that we've seen in the past. So, I started with that idea of having a bunch of different demons that you could pick from at the beginning. And I liked the idea of having 3, so you had a full party. Originally I kind of had that, this idea that they would each have, like, some kind of skill that they could use, that you could use throughout the game, but that kind of, fell through, and I still might add it back later. So you have your 8 demons, choose 3, as one option to make the game a little bit different. And, I plan to have something that's a few things, like, per level that'll be different depending on which ones that you picked. So, I might have certain ones where the difficulty of the level changes if you have a specific demon in your party. So that's something that I've been working on as well. And the next, like, big customizable piece is that I want there to be 12 different worlds that you can go to throughout the game, and or that you can choose from throughout the game, and you'll be able to go to 4 different ones. Let's fix that. Choose 3. Choose 4. So, I haven't, well, I've locked in that you can only go to 4 so far. I would like to try and figure out how to do some kind of new game plus, where if you do, like, a second playthrough, you'll either be you'll be able to unlock a 12 worlds mode, where in one playthrough you could potentially go to all 12. That would be like a new game plus kind of thing for extra content like that. Let's dive into some of the ideas that I had for each of the 12 worlds. So, I did have themes for each different world. I picked a different survival horror game for each world. I may or may not explain all of them. I know I did kind of explain. I had kind of like a one where it's set in like a demon world, where there's just like all these different kinds of demons that you like, kitsune and etc. And it's just like an area where you can walk through and find different tribes of demons here and there. And the story, or kind of like as you're wandering through this world, you're encountering all these different tribes of demons, you'll kind of come to find that they have like certain ideas about the other tribes, and like certain beliefs for like, oh yeah, like we think the Tengu tribe is like totally crazy and we hate them, and we've been feuding for years, but we love those kitsune, like they come over all the time. We're so chill. And like you'll just kind of go through and get that kind of feel from each faction for who they kind of like and dislike. And I'll just have like a few puzzles that are either like word games between them, or like maybe for like one pair you could kind of like make a feud better or something like that, where like it turns out that you guys thought that they stole this when really like this guy just lost it and lied about it, ha ha ha, and now you don't have to feud anymore, yay. And have that kind of thing happen. So that's one world that I explained. So far in my demo, which I did make a couple videos that demo my game, and I'll probably get around to posting them at some point, maybe before this video. We'll see how that goes. So in that demo, you can go to a world that's kind of Alice in Wonderland-y. Which, like, it's kind of a thing that's done a lot, but I've always especially enjoyed different takes on Alice in Wonderland, or things that have, like, that kind of theme. So it's definitely something that's popped up multiple times in my life for things that I've enjoyed, so... through a friend, an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party one time. One of my friends had a Alice in Wonderland themed wedding, and I just recently went to whatever Universal's Halloween Fest in Florida, and this year they had one of the haunted houses was Alice in Wonderland themed. It was pretty spectacular. More on that later, because I've got some good stories about that trip. But yeah, it's definitely a theme that I don't think could ever be overdone, honestly. That is my firm belief and thoughts about the continual use of Alice in Wonderland and all things. So I would also like to have one world that is kind of a it'll be like a shout out to Pathologic. So I'll put Pathologic in here. Pathologique. I don't know what to put about this. Whatever. Maybe put specifically Japanese demons. Kind of that feel. Anyway, for my Pathologic themed world. And these are just, like, that was, like, the theme that, or, like, the inspiration for it. I'm not, like, trying to specifically, be like, oh, this is all about this, and it's gonna be an exact replica. Like, no, it's not, like, nothing really came out, like, the same or similar at all for, the Alice in Wonderland world. I just had, like, a couple characters that were, like, named certain things, or, you know, like, the fact that there is an evil queen, that kind of thing. So, there isn't really anything, I was considering throwing in some quotes, or, like, some kind of, like, play on words or something, and I haven't figured that out quite yet, so, there's nothing really, like, within these themes that, directly, like, ties to anything. It's just, you know, like, what I wanted to have in mind as I made it. So, my pathologic inspired world, I just want it to be kind of like a small town where it, like, a lot of the characters there are just really distrustful and kind of dealing half-truths a lot as you wander around collecting items and trying to figure out what's going on. So some of the characters that I felt strongly about including in such a world, that would be, like, the main ones that you would have to do puzzles for or with or interact with to advance in the story. I want to have some kind of, like, outcast who lives, like, kind of on the edge of town. If anybody does talk about them, they just talk about how, like, oh, that person, like, everything's probably their fault, or, oh, like, something got stolen, it was probably them, kind of feel, like, where they're just kind of hated and shunned. And they're just kind of, like, if you do go and talk to them, there's kind of, like, like, one of those, like, calm, like, kind of nice people who's just, I live over here because everybody hates me. Yeah, I grow flowers in the backyard. Yeah. I'd like to have, like, some kind of mystic who's, like, I might, like, really overplay it, which wasn't really, like, a theme in Pathologic. For, like, I wanted to have this character who, like, has, like, really, like, strong religious convictions about something, and is just really like, about trying to get followers and, like, create something of a faction, like, against some of the other powers in the town. Of course, we have to have some kind of maybe not, like, a factory owner, but some kind of, like, person who owns, like, the main, like, stream of either, like, business, or, like, maybe is, like, the owner of like, the big farm that feeds everybody in the town. And then I want to have some kind of, like, war veteran who, you know, like, people either, like, really respect him, or, like, they really, like, hate him because he's too, like, he keeps, like, making decisions that everybody is just kind of like, we don't want to, like, pay more taxes, like, I think things are good enough as they are. Just, I would like to also have a character who's, like, a thief, who maybe, like, you know, if somebody, like, the mystic blames the outcast for stealing something in the beginning, like, you eventually, like, run into the thief who's like, oh yeah, I totally stole that, like, kind of thing. So those are some of the characters that I would have in something that would be pathologic themed. So I also have, it's kind of a shout out to Shin Megami Tensei games in a way, and a couple other games. It's kind of a mix of some RPG Maker games that I've played and some books that I've read, but I really liked the idea of you, like, in this next world, and I'll put SMT, but it's not really like the main draw of inspiration. It's just like kind of like how I want some of the conversations to play out, and this would be a really text-based level, where in the level you are going to be trapped in a church, and it is the apocalypse. The world is ending. It's been like that for days now, where these people who are stuck there with you, they've seen terrible things. They've seen everybody in their village, and it was a large village or whatever you can piece together. Just that these are some of the people who are left alive on Earth as the world is ending, and you just are gonna go around and figure out what's going on, because you're trapped in a church, so there are a bunch of religious figures there. So what they've been up to, if they had any hand in what's going on, and kind of getting into personal convictions for what some of the next steps should be for this last group of people. And there will be some kind of division, because Yo, just the main character of the game, his name is Yo, and he just shows up, and he hasn't been through anything. He's just like normal, like clean, hasn't just comes out of nowhere. So some of them are divided on whether or not he is a messenger sent from the heavens, or if he's something worse that has come to tempt them in their last moments. So it's gonna have some stuff dealing with that in that level. And I just wanna, SMT is kind of gonna be my, what I have in mind as I try and, figure out some of the conversations. That's actually the second world that I started working on. I already have the cathedral itself mapped out, where you can walk around it and everything, and I have a few characters strewn about here and there that you can talk to. I think I even have an initial animation. I think it's only about 15 to 30 minutes of gameplay, though, for that level, so it's nowhere near anything that you would be able to do anything with at this point. You can just walk around. So, of course, I am at some point going to have to have a shout out to Silent Hill. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do with that one yet. I was thinking I pretty much have to, if I'm going to do something that's a direct shout out, I would have to have a small town where you go to a school, a hospital, a church, a prison, a bar maybe, and somebody's house. You know, all the usual places for a Silent Hill game. It's just whether or not I want to make a whole town, or just kind of have some kind of, I don't know, set path that specifically leads you on. Maybe you go through one or two rooms of each of these places, and I have a really kind of a heavy story written for this world. So I'm not going to get into it in this video because we're actually almost at 20 minutes already. So I'm going to move on to the next idea just to let you know that Silent Hill is covered. I've got a story written that's kind of Silent Hill-esque, and just going to be a shout out to it. I don't know how many shout outs I'll give as far as quotes and things, but definitely that had to be in there as some of my golden days of survival horror. So another thing, I want to have a mansion, and we're gonna get some Resident Evil and maybe some Fatal Frame kind of shout outs on that one. I'm gonna have to kind of see how that goes, because I have no idea what I want to do for a story in a mansion. My first and only thought so far has been to solve a murder or something like that, which I don't know how I feel about that. That, unlike Alice in Wonderland, has been overdone, and I don't know if I could do it any better. I don't know, so even with kind of splicing Resident Evil and Fatal Frame for some of the puzzles, and having ghosts as part of a murder mystery could be really interesting, and just figuring out what happened here kind of feel, which kind of is more Fatal Frame, but the mansion itself, the style, would probably be more Resident Evil, so it'd kind of be a best of both worlds. Resident Evil always had fantastic diaries, Fatal Frame as well. Fatal Frame also had the listening stones and things like that, which are a phenomenal idea. There are just a lot of things from both. I also kind of was thinking Haunting Ground, but without Huey, it's just not the same. So, I'm not sure on that. Definitely wanted to do something that would be a complete town of ghosts. The game that I had in mind, is it Hunter? The Reckoning, or is it Hunters? I actually have the game. It's just Hunter the Reckoning. The game case is sitting on top of a stack of clothes here. I was gonna play it with a group of people around Halloween, but that kind of fell through. Anyway, that's kind of the idea, and if you're familiar with that game, there's a part where you wander through the sewers and you lay, I don't remember how many, but a bunch of bodies to rest, and you just, for the gameplay purposes, you just walk up and tap the action button and they're laid to rest. But I really liked that idea, and kind of put a whole level spin on it for things like that, because there are a lot of books, movies, things like that where they've had something of it, but I like the idea of having a whole level of that where they're just ghosts kind of chilling all over the place. You'd have probably 5 or 6 main ghosts that you have to do something to lay them to rest, and before you can leave the town or the level. So just some ideas with that. And I'm probably not going to get to all 12, but I do have 12 full level ideas. I wanted to have either a library that you're stuck in, after hours, or a gallery that was closed, which would be a shout out to Ib, that I can't spell apparently, and a few other things. There's a specific manga, yes, that one is a manga, that I have in mind that I really liked the main character, and he was an artist. He's not dead, but for this purpose, I was thinking if I do a gallery, I'm probably gonna have like a small gallery where there are like 6 paintings hanging up, and in sort of a Mario style, like like Super Mario 64 style, that you can hop into each of the paintings, and you'll have like a little, like, pretty much like a snippet of this painter's memory, that you can kind of like go through, and you can pretty much sum up, like, through like kinds of like puzzles and things like that, something about his life that he went through that inspired him to paint that painting, kind of feel. So that's another one of my ideas, and they would just be like 6 like pretty real experiences from somebody's life. I already have 4 or 5 pretty good ideas. I think I had 2 or 3 that kind of overlapped, so I still need to solidify a 6th one and make sure that the other 2 aren't too close together. So just have like some ideas about like consciousness and existence, perspective, things like that. Just for like maybe like things that are going to be dealt with in that level. So I'm going to skip the 9th level description because the description gives away the whole thing, but I'm telling you, this is a like rule of rose. I can't type at all while I'm talking, but it's a rule of rose shout out, like, all the way. And maybe not all the way, but I have a couple of like elements about it that rule of rose. That's it. This one is on my list twice. I'm actually gonna stop there. So we got 9 out of 12. I explained some of my ideas here. This is pretty much what I'm trying to figure out for this RPG Maker game. It's definitely gonna be a work in progress. Something that I've put a lot of time into, and I'm going to have to put a lot more time into before anything is gonna be ready for like a real release. I have a demo of it where you can play the Alice in Wonderland level almost all the way through. I'm not completely done with it. And you can walk around the church level. I don't think I'm gonna do a full like release of the demo for a while. If anybody's like super like crazy about it, like just start posting all over my, I don't know, like my Google Plus or my YouTube channel or my DeviantArt or somewhere that I will see it, and just be like, hey, give me a Dropbox link, or I'm gonna die, and then I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But other than that, I'm probably not gonna do a release for probably like a year. So I wanted to get 4 levels at least, so you can play through the game before I do a first release. So that's something that's in the works for sure. And I have a couple of videos that I took of me running through like the first little bit of the game. I went through it pretty quick, but if you like do everything that there is to do, there's a good 2 or 3 hours of gameplay in it, as is. So yeah, it's definitely something that I'm gonna continue to work on, and I'll give little updates here and there along the way. So yeah, that's it for this video. Just wanted to share some of my ideas about my silly game.